Hi, I'm Emma Folz, and I've been reading one of the great books. I've been reading the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx, and I've actually been incredibly fascinated by it because I see a lot of what he is saying actually resonates very deeply within any human soul, and that is that there are two classes, essentially the ruling class and the working class. And what he points to is that the people in the working class are essentially intrinsically linked to their productivity. He says they've become an extension of the machine. And so he presents the Communist Manifesto as a way to liberate and to empower the working class so that they can move forward and free themselves from the burdens of productivity to experience a more fuller life. If we look at the historical record and what communism actually accomplished when it was applied, we see that Marx was not able to achieve what he hoped for, and instead, violent revolution ensued, and societies were ultimately defined by their productivity. The very thing he sought to redefine and recreate for society is actually what happened as a result. And as Christians, we can look at this and say that people are not defined by their productivity or their social class in the world. Jesus provides us with new identity that brings people together from all different kinds of backgrounds and provides us the chance to make more of our lives than just the daily to-dos or what we accomplish when we go to our job. And that is why we can look at communist philosophy and say there's something true that is identified about the human condition here, and yet the solution is entirely off track. And that's where our faith in Jesus comes into play and provides the answer that we're looking for. Why would we read an author like Karl Marx and the Communist Manifesto? I think the answer to this is because by engaging deeply with a philosopher who we have huge disagreements with, we're able to understand the nuances of what he says, and we're able to engage people with different beliefs on really specific elements of this philosophy. And in that way, we're able to say, I see why this is persuasive for you, I see why you find this fascinating, and yet I understand what you believe, and I want to propose an alternative, and that is the gospel of Jesus Christ that ultimately speaks into these social issues, and it speaks into these problems that we see in society and provides a more hope-filled and more peaceful and more long-lasting answer than any social or political philosophy can. I think that the education that I've received at Bethlehem is equipping me for a variety of opportunities in the future. What those may be, I'm not certain of, and yet I know that I've started thinking about big questions about theology, about missions, about philosophy, history, literature, and particularly recently, I've been learning a lot about missions and whether I just remain a member of the church in America or whether I go to another country. I'm immensely thankful for the way that I've been able to develop an understanding of my faith as one that is richer and deeper than just this cultural moment. And I think that that will enable me to serve my church, serve my family, serve my community with a deep appreciation for who God is and what He is doing in many cultures and many times, but all for His glory and for our good.